I didn't expect anything that night. That's the truth. I thought I was just doing a favor, offering comfort, being present, maybe watching a late movie together while everyone else slept upstairs. But that night changed everything. I didn't see it coming, how fast something innocent could spiral into something so intense, so unexpected, that I'd still be thinking about it long after the night faded. My name's Rebecca, Becca for short. I was staying over at my sister Amanda's house for the weekend. She had just gone through a minor surgery and needed help with the kids, especially with her husband, Matt, working double shifts at the hospital. They had two little ones, Clara and Ben, and a large, cozy house on the edge of town. It always felt warm there. Safe. Familiar. That's part of what made what happened feel so disorienting.
It was Saturday night.
Amanda was upstairs asleep, finally resting after a long day. The kids had been put to bed hours earlier, their soft giggles replaced by the hush of the house. I had just finished folding a load of laundry when I wandered into the living room. The lamp by the fireplace was still on, casting a golden hue across the soft beige carpet and oversized sectional sofa. I was about to turn it off when I heard a voice from behind me. "You're still up?" it asked. I turned to see Tyler standing there, leaning casually against the kitchen doorway. Tyler was Matt's younger brother, 25, tall, kind of rugged, but with a smile that made you feel like you'd known him forever. He'd been staying there for a few weeks while figuring out his next move after leaving a job in Seattle. I liked Tyler. He was thoughtful, quiet most of the time, but when he spoke, it always felt like it mattered. "Couldn't sleep," I said, tossing a throw pillow back onto the sofa. "Too much laundry, too much caffeine." He chuckled, rubbing the back of his neck.
Same.
"Mind if I join you?" I shrugged. "It's your house, well, your brother's house." He walked over and sank into the other side of the sectional, kicking his feet up. I grabbed the remote and started flipping through some old shows, just looking for background noise. We ended up watching reruns of some old cooking competition show, laughing at the dramatic music every time someone burned their food. It was easy, comfortable. Then, somewhere around the second episode, the room fell quiet. Not uncomfortably quiet, just still. I looked over and caught him watching me. Not in a creepy way, not in an intense way. Just watching like he was studying something he hadn't seen before. "You always take care of everyone," he said softly. I blinked.
What?
"You've been running around all day, helping Amanda, chasing after Ben, folding laundry, cooking. It's like you don't let yourself rest." His words made my throat tighten unexpectedly. I didn't know how to respond to that. I wasn't used to being seen like that, especially not in such a quiet, honest way. "I guess I just don't know how to stop," I said finally. "It's easier to keep moving." He nodded like he understood. Then he leaned back, his arm draping over the back of the sofa. It was casual, but the space between us suddenly felt very small, even though we weren't touching. "You ever feel like nobody asks you how you're doing?" he asked. "All the time." We locked eyes for a moment. It should have felt strange, sitting there in the dark while the whole house slept, talking about feelings we didn't usually share. But it didn't. It felt like the only honest moment I'd had in weeks. "I think you deserve to be cared for too," he said. I smiled, trying to shake off the weight of his words. "Now you sound like a Hallmark movie." He laughed, but didn't look away. "Maybe. Or maybe I just mean it." The silence came back, thicker this time. Not uncomfortable, but charged. I looked down at my hands, then back up. His eyes hadn't left mine. That's when I felt it. My heart starting to race, my breath catching for a second. There was something unspoken building between us, a current I hadn't prepared for. He shifted slightly, moving closer, just enough that our knees almost touched. "Becca," he said, voice low. "Yeah." My voice was barely a whisper. "Can I be honest with you?" I nodded. "I've thought about this, us, for a while. I know it's probably complicated, and maybe even wrong in some people's eyes. But sitting here with you feels more right than anything has in a long time." My mouth went dry. I didn't know what to say. I wasn't even sure what I wanted to say. But I felt it too. The connection, the tension, the pull. It had crept up on me slowly these past few weeks, but now it was undeniable. I didn't speak. Instead, I just leaned in barely cautiously, and he met me halfway. The kiss was soft at first, almost hesitant, like we both couldn't believe we were doing it. But then something shifted. The softness deepened into something heavier, needier. His hand moved to my cheek, and I felt his thumb brush under my jaw. My breath hitched. The room, the house, the world melted away. It was too fast, too deep. But I couldn't stop it. We broke apart for a second, both of us breathing heavier, eyes wide like we were both silently asking, "Did we just do that?" "I don't want to mess anything up," I whispered. "Amanda, Matt, the kids, this family." "I know," he said. "Neither do I. But this, what we just felt, that wasn't nothing." He leaned in again, slower this time, and I let him. The kiss was longer, deeper. My hands found his shoulders. His hand moved gently to my back, holding me like I might disappear. I don't know how long we stayed like that, tangled up in each other on that sofa while the house slept. At one point, I pulled away, breathless, and rested my forehead against his. "This is crazy," I murmured. "Maybe," he said, "but it feels real." The warmth of the sofa cushions, the hush of the night, his breath close to mine, it was all so surreal. And maybe it wasn't the right time or the right way, but it was real. Eventually, I pulled back and stood. "We should stop before we do something we can't take back." He looked up at me, eyes soft. "Okay." I turned off the lamp and started walking toward the guest room down the hall. I heard him rise and step behind me, but he didn't say anything. When I got to the door, I turned. "Good night, Tyler." He paused a few feet away. "Good night, Becca." I went into the room and closed the door behind me. I leaned against it, heart pounding. I didn't sleep much that night. The next morning, everything felt both normal and completely different. Amanda was in the kitchen making pancakes. The kids were watching cartoons on the floor. Tyler sat at the table, sipping coffee, and when our eyes met, it was like a secret passed silently between us. We never spoke about that night in front of anyone. But everything had changed. Over the next few days, we kept our distance barely. Little things lingered, glances that held too long, brushes of fingers when passing plates, moments in hallways that crackled with quiet electricity. The restraint was agonizing and tender all at once. By the time I packed my bag to head back to my apartment, Tyler helped me carry my things to the car. We stood at the curb for a while, not speaking. "Are we pretending that didn't happen?" I finally asked. He shook his head.
No.
"But maybe we're giving it time, seeing what it means." I nodded, grateful he didn't try to force anything. "Will you call me?" he asked. "I will." He leaned in and kissed my forehead. Not passionate, just gentle, respectful.
Real.